Hey guys, here's something a little different. It's my vintage Sharp microwave from 2001. I went to use my microwave tonight and I discovered that none of the buttons do anything anymore. And once I unplugged it and plugged it back in, the clock's just blinking now, and I can't set it, I can't do anything. So I'm going to pop this open and take a look. Hopefully it's just something simple on this control panel, maybe a popped cap or some such, maybe just a bad connector. Here's a look at the back. This is a Sharp model R-202EW. I googled that to look for a service manual and didn't find anything too useful. The few places that seemed like they might have it wanted to charge me for it, and considering I got this microwave for free about 6 months ago, I'm not too interested in spending a whole lot of money for a service manual. The way I got this was just walking out into the alley behind my place. Quite often when people move in the city, they leave stuff behind. I've done it too. Sometimes it's just simply easier to leave it than pay movers or have to make multiple trips back and forth if you're moving yourself to bring all your stuff. Or maybe they were evicted. I was quite surprised, even more so now that I saw that it's a 2001, because this was barely used. At least that's the way it looked to me. It was spotless inside. So either they took really good care of it, or they just didn't use it a whole lot, I guess. At any rate, here's the insides. I haven't worked on a microwave too much before. I've taken a couple apart just to poke around, but I've never tried to repair one before. But I do have some idea how this works. I believe this is the magnetron up here. Cooling fan. High voltage oil fill capacitor. Here's the microwave high voltage transformer. And here's what I'm interested in, which is the control panel. Seems to be an itty bitty circuit board buried up there. And behind this plastic must be the membrane keypad. Unfortunately, I don't know what voltage is supposed to be going to that board. Probably this screen wire is ground, so probably this gray is power. It's probably something like 5 volts. I'm going to attempt to get the circuit board out, and if I'm lucky, maybe it's labeled on there. And I can see there's at least 3 electrolytics, so might as well check those out while I'm at it too. Well, that took a lot longer than it should have, but I finally got the control panel out. The trick that I didn't realize is that this whole thing just lifts out. It's not actually in it. There's only one screw holding it in at the top there. I was poking around trying to find other screws around the bottom or on the sides, but nope, it's just that one. Alright, so here's the whole control module. And I've been looking at it a little bit and I realized that this actually is completely self-contained with its own power transformer and everything. So this just actually takes 120 volts right into that transformer. And about 11.4 volts on the secondary goes to those diodes and then the capacitors, which convert it to DC, I presume. And there's a little microcontroller chip module up here, and then some relays, I assume, to control the microwave. So then it occurred to me that the clock is actually blinking, so must be getting power, and because the segments and such are flashing, the microcontroller is probably okay, or at least the LCD segment driver is okay. So that leaves me with the actual membrane keypad itself. So I think next up is to actually take the screws out and see how the circuit board is actually connected to the keypad on the other side. Well, here's the back side of the circuit board and the LCD display and the ribbon cable for the keypad connector. There's not a whole lot I can do here because this type of connector, you really don't want to mess with it too much. It's kind of rubbery and it's got like a black graphite layer, and that actually serves as a conduit for the electricity between the LCD keypad and then the back edge of this circuit board here. Well, it's entirely possible it just was a little bit loose and it wasn't making good contact, and I hope that's the case. So that means all I have to do is pop this back on and it should start working. But I think while I got this out, I might as well replace these 3 capacitors. 10 microfarad, 50 volt, I got one of those. Let's see. 220, 10 volt, might have one. 470, 25, maybe. I'll have to check what I've got on hand and see if I can replace those. Otherwise, I'm hoping if I just seat this down firmly, it'll start working. We'll see. I replaced the capacitors, checked the resistors, they were okay. So I put it all back together and we'll try it out. Clock's blinking all right, so that's a good sign. That's what I had before. Crap. Still no go. Oh, wait a minute. Hey. Well, I don't know exactly what the time is right now. But... Sweet. I think. So it doesn't sound quite right. Yeah. I reviewed my handiwork and very quickly found a problem. I forgot to reconnect the fan motor. So let's give this another try. Plug back in here. Clock's blinking all 8s again. Let's see if I can. Same thing happened before when you. I just assumed when you hadn't had this on or first powered up that you would hit the clock to set the clock, but you hit stop clear first. Weird. Anyways, got a cup of water in there. That's more like it. Now the fan's running. Rotisserie is rotating. The coffee cup hopefully is heating up. Know in a minute or so. And now the moment of truth. Hey, I have got myself one piping hot cup of water. Sweet. Microwave burritos are back on the menu. You know, I really wasn't looking forward to having to fire up my oven to heat up food. So very happy to have my microwave working again during this heat wave. I'm not really sure what the problem was. Might have been bad contacts, might have been the capacitors. Hey, either way, it's working now. If anybody out there does happen to have the owner's manual or server's manual for a microwave like this, I wouldn't mind getting a copy of it, or if you can send me a link to somewhere where I might be able to get a copy for free or for cheap, let me know. That's all I've got for tonight.